Hello and welcome. I'm going to show you how to insert an answer using a PC into an assessment. Now, this method is going to work with graphing, writing equations. You could also take a picture of your assessment. I'll do that on a different screencast. So right now I'm going to just show you how I would do this. So you're in your mail. You're going to go to Drive. Okay, in your Drive, you're going to find your Google Documents. We're going to create one. So click on Create, and I'm going to create a document. Okay, so now let's say I want to insert a piece of graph paper, and I want to do a graph on it. Okay, well, that's one thing that you're going to be asked to do this year. So the first thing I did is I went to Google, and I typed in free graph paper, or you could go to your Blackboard, your class, and in the how-tos, you could just click on, let's do it that way. So I'm going to go to Blackboard. I'm going to go to my class, my Algebra 1 class. Now this can be anybody's class here. Oh, I'm in as a demo student. That's kind of cool because then I can show you different ways to do this. So let's go into Algebra 1. In Algebra 1 we have a button that's called How To, so I'm going to click on that. Downloads, there's a graphics calculator you can download, and there's also graph paper. So I'm going to click on graph paper. This looks like a pretty good piece of graph paper, so I'm going to use that piece. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a snapshot of this. Okay? To do that, I'm going to go back to the original screen when you first came in, that start screen. Okay, because that is where I'm going to find, and let's see here, so I'm going to go to the start screen. I'm going to go over here and you're going to see Snipping Tool. So I'm going to click on that, and it downloads down here, so I'm just going to click on that, and it's going to be a new, and then all I do is I take my cursor around what I want to use. So I'm going to use this piece of graph paper. Boom. And it's going to take a little long here, but it should give me the piece of graph paper where I can do, like graph on it. So let's take a little bit of time here. Let's just wait for it because it is going to show up. I'm kind of running a couple programs on my computer at one time. I'm doing screencasts and all this, so it does take a while. Here we go. I've got a tool up here where I can graph a line. I can graph a parabola. I can graph an exponential function. My graphs are going all over the place, so I might want to erase some of that stuff because it really isn't that good. But see how you can do that? You can write if you wanted to. I could write my name here. I'm not really good at, I should have my, oops. I should have my, I have a board where I can just write on. I'm just using my mouse right now. But that's one way you can do it. So let's save this. So I'm going to go to Edit. Oops. I'm going to go to File. Save As. And I'm going to call it, let's just call it Graph Paper. Number 1. Okay, and I'm going to save it to my desktop. That's an easy place because I'm not going to, I just want to insert it. So I'm going to save that and close this out, and I'm going to go back to my Google Doc, and now I'm going to insert it into my Google Doc. Okay, and I'm going to insert an image, and I am going to choose an image to upload. And I'm going to do my desktop, so let's find it. I call that graph paper number 1, and I can even see it right there. So I click on that, open it, and lo and behold, there it is. Now, to get it into my assessment, I'm going to go up here where it says Share. So don't make it private because you're not going to see it then. Then I might just call it graph paper. And save it. And then I'm going to change this from private to anyone with a link. Save it. And then I'm going to copy that link. Okay. Copy it. And when I go back into Blackboard, I'm going to go to my lessons because it's an assessment. So I'm going to go to an assessment. So chapter 1, let's go down to the first assessment. And it's not graphing, so oops, I know I'm in as a student, so I have to click on the assessment. So I'm going to click on the assessment, click to launch, begin the assessment. Start a new submission. Now, because I've taken this one a couple times, so it's a new submission. And then I just go down here. And what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to make it a link. So I'm just going to type in answer, highlight it, and then go up to this paper clip. Click on the paper clip, and then it's going to ask you what URL it is, and you're just going to paste the one that we just had. We just had from the Google Doc. And it's taking a little bit of time. As I said, I have a couple programs running to do the screencast and everything, so it should take a little bit of time. Yours shouldn't. It should go pretty quickly. Now, I'm just wondering, let's try this again because it's still going. Okay, so it's still going. I'm going to go to here, link path. I'm going to paste what we had from the Google Doc. And I'm just going to tell it to open a new window. And if I hit insert, it's there. So now when you submit this, and I go to it, all I do is I click on, it's really cool because I just click on it. It opens your Google document. I can see your answer. So it really is a cool way of showing your work. You can show it with anything that you can put on here, anything that you can put in that Google document. I mean, it doesn't matter. So I did a graph here. Guess what? I could, since let's say I had to write out an equation. Well, let's go down here. Let's delete that. Let's get. I don't have delete. So here we go. Let's delete that. Let's do an equation. So let's go to insert. Look at that, an equation editor. So let's say I had 2x squared. So let's go f of x. F of x is equal to 2x squared. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to use this one. I type in my 2, and then I think it's enter, and it takes it to the top. So 2, oops, I said 2x squared. So let's go back down. So let's do this again. I'm sorry. So, oops, it's still in that mode. So 2x, no. So 2x, hit enter, and I'll take it to the power 2x squared. And there's my equation. So now I do exactly the same thing if I wanted to send it to Mr. Shanklin or put into an assessment. I just hit share, and anyone with a link can view. That's exactly where I want it. I can take the URL and then plug that into my assessment. So it's kind of cool. I mean, it really is. You can put almost anything in here. Now, let's say you were going to do your assessment on a piece of paper, and you wanted to take a picture of it and send it to me. All right, let's do that. Okay, I've got a piece of paper. Let's see what's on here. My schedule. Okay, so here's my schedule. So I'm going to go up to Insert, Image, take a snapshot. Okay, now be prepared because you're going to probably see my face here. I'm going to allow this, and there I am. But I'm going to put I got to do this right. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to hit Take a Snapshot. And there it is. Let's close this now. Uh-oh. Let's select this. And there, look at that. I can almost read that. Monday, 8 to 9, Algebra 1, main lesson, 10 to 11, BC Calc. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit share. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I can copy this link. I can go into my assessment, and I can put that into my assessment. So this is kind of cool. Now, the one thing I do have to tell you is you're going to have to open a new Google Doc every time you do the assessment, because once you open a Google Doc and you change something, well, this link is the exact same link as the first one that I downloaded. So it would change. So if I was going to grade your assessment, if you changed it to this now, it's going to, this is what I'm going to see in that Google Doc. So you're going to have to open up a new Google Doc. Okay? I hope that makes sense to you guys, because I think it is really cool. Google Docs will be able to do everything for you. You can take a screenshot, you can write equations, you can do graph paper. It is so cool. And it's on a PC. So it should work for you guys. You guys have a great day.